Hello and welcome to an episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason, traveling along the PCH, or the Pacific Coast Highway in West Central California, off of Highway 1, and here is one of the biggest, literally biggest attractions that you'll see along driving it, and so I decided to get up close. This is the Morro Bay Rock in Morro Bay, California. I'll tell you more about the history. There's supposedly a couple markers here. Let's get on to it. There is a parking area that you can get close to, but I decided to walk from my hotel. But Morro Bay is a city that has over 10,000 people. And the nickname is 3 Stacks and a Rock. Now, over there, and here's a marker about sea otters. Sea otters are as clever as they are cute, using nimble paws and retractable claws to catch snails, slugs, dig in the mud for worms. Twins are rare. Well, you know, twin otters. But unfortunately, back in the day, the sea otter's fur was used for different purposes that wouldn't fly today. A sea otter's coat is thicker than the fur of any other animal on Earth, keeping its skin dry and body warm. This luxurious fur was highly coveted. Between 1760 and 1900, 1 million sea otters were killed for their coats, almost wiping out the species. The sea otters who live in Morro Bay are all descended from a group of 50 who survived from the slaughter and were found in Big Sur in 1938. And this has been designated a California Historic Landmark. This plaque's a little faded, not surprisingly, but I'll try to read it. Morro Rock, an important mariner's navigational landfall for over 300 years, chronicled in the diaries of Portola, Franciscan Crespi, and Costanzo in 1769, when they camped near this area on their trek to find Monterey. Sometimes called the Gibraltar of the Pacific, it is the last in the famous grain of 9 peaks, which start in the city of San Luis Obispo. And this has been designated Historic Landmark number 821. It was put up May 26, 1968. All right. Well, I'm going to continue to walk around. And here is the beach. It smells like somebody's cooking. Oh, there's a fire going on over there. I wonder if they'll hook me up with some grub. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get up close to the water. Oh no, I feel like these birds are just gonna run into me. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get my feet wet here. Here comes, woo, holy crap, that is cold. At the same time, it feels good though. Comes another wave. And there's a guy, I shouldn't even be complaining because there's a guy there's a dude surfing out there. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a rule. You gotta stop at one beach, or at least 2 or 3 of them when you're driving this part of the PCH. And you know, I am appreciating every bit of this. I mean, this is definitely not something I can get back home. And now, a few historical facts. In 1542, Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo, the Portuguese explorer, sighted and named Morro Rock. 1769, Gaspar de Portola, father Juan Crespi, and some 60 other men and 100 mules marched north on an overland expedition from San Diego to find Monterey Bay, camping at one point near Morro Rock. Yeah, it's already on the marker, but I thought I'd give it a little bit more historical context. But it didn't always look like this though. The rock was quarried periodically from 1889 to 1963, but by 1966 the state of California obtained title to it and declared it a state landmark 2 years later, and it is now a nature preserve. Reportedly, this rises to 576 feet. Nobody is allowed to climb on it, as I'm sure you probably know by now. And there are different estimations about how old this is. If you ask me, it sounds made up, but I've heard 50 million years, I've heard 23 million years. But I do know this, it is an extinct volcano, so yes, this was at one time a volcano. See, it says right there, do not enter or climb. Yeah, I don't know who'd be crazy enough to do it, but I know there's a lot of rock climbers out there. You can walk all the way around it. Well, I'm not sure all the way. But either way, it's kind of a nice, cool walk. Good thing I got sunglasses on. And unbeknownst to me, there's also another beach back here. I only see like 2 or 3 people there. Pretty cool though. Yeah, you can't really walk around it unless you want to go over those boulders. Those small ones, I should say. And right behind, there's a marker here. Okay, so it's a powerful reminder of change over time. The word Morro means domed rock, or turban in Spanish. When explorer Juan Cabrillo sailed into Estero Bay in the year 1542, he gave the dramatic Morro Rock its apt name. Prior to Cabrillo's arrival, California Indians made this area their home for thousands of years. Morro Rock remains a place of special spiritual significance to the indigenous people living here today. Morro Rock is only one of a chain of this type of volcanic plug. The Morros are from 23 to 27 million years old, and they extend as a chain from Morro Bay south to Islay Hill near the San Luis Obispo County Airport. So, that's interesting. Okay, so yeah, 26 million years ago, 22 million years ago, Morro Rock is a special geological landform called a volcanic plug. And if you want to read the rest of it, it's right there. And then present day. But yeah, I gotta check out this view. See all those birds. I don't think I have my camera on. Very nice. And of course, I gotta take in the view while I'm here. Sunset's about an hour, I'd say. Alright, time to go back. Still, you gotta kind of look at the details of how this thing has just formed millions of years. I mean, millions of years just itself sounds absurd. I'd like to think more thousands, but I'm not a geologist, I'm not an archaeologist or anthropologist or anything like that. But maybe some people will agree with me. And this here is the Fisherman's Family sculpture. And here is a plaque. There's also another marker that talks about it, but I thought I'd concentrate on this a little bit. This was put up in 1995. And this was the landing of the first Filipinos in the United States. It happened on October 18th, 1587. Put up by the Filipino American National Historical Society, California Central Coast Chapter. Interesting stuff. I was actually here for a couple nights, and the second night I was here, I went to the Harbor Hut Steak and Seafood Grill. It's a little fancy schmancy, but it's really neat. They do play yacht rock. I mean, I heard Christopher Cross, Kenny Loggins, and Lionel Richie during my visit here. And the bartender was even telling me that Steve Perry once sang a cappella here just for the heck of it. Yeah, the stories you hear. Oh yeah, and don't leave without eating some fish and chips and pineapple slaw, if you can find it. All right, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Mart. Behind me is a power plant, but one more shot of Morro Bay rock. All right, I am Jason, coming to you live from Morro Bay. Sign off.